Yizzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in, so let's get right into it. Now, you already know time and energy, the highest forms of currency. I know they got you out here chasing the bag, chasing that money, getting to that moolah, stacking that guap, but always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex. That time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. Is what it is. It'll be what it's going to be. Big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's invested in this channel, everybody that understands that we growing this channel organically. Yeah. Straight to the top, constant elevation. We are not stopping. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new investors, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making their way to Grown Man Business TV, the realest channel on YouTube. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, but we carved out a lane for the real, and we are the only ones in it. So you in the right place. Yeah. Big salute to all my newcomers, everybody that's making their way to the channel. Now, late night live stream, it's pretty late, ripping, running, handling some business. But I said, you know what, I ain't sleep yet, so I'm going to tap in with the people. And this is something that's been sent to my DM. I've been seeing a lot of different DMs asking my perspective on this situation. And let's wrap it up. You know what I mean? Let's chop it up. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Late night. Big salute to everybody that's still up. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of people. We still tapped into the Floyd Mayweather fight and the Gotti situation. So that got a lot of people still up. That got a lot of people still making moves on this late Saturday, early Sunday morning. So big salute to y'all. Now, you see the title. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sure you see the thumbnail. Finesse two-time. He had to put his foot down. He had to stand on business. He had to, make some changes and some arrangements when it come down to the little homie King. You feel what I'm saying? Now, this you already know this is Grown Man Business TV, so we gonna have conversations on these topics. And after about 7 or 8 different DMs regarding the situation, I did a little bit of due diligence and I looked into the situation and I said, you know what, I want to get my perspective on this because this is Grown Man Business TV. And when you see people standing on business, when you see people handling their business, however which way you want to call it, we got to salute that. And we're going to talk about that and have dialogue about that. Night Vision TV, what it do, my G? See you in the chat. So big salute to everybody that's tapped in. Again, it's already 12 o'clock at night. I ain't expecting, a million people in the chat, but we definitely going to have dialogue about this. Now, we all seen and we all know that Finesse two times. He took this little boy named King under his wing. When he got out of jail, back in Memphis, he reached out, and it was a young boy named King. I'm not 100% sure how they know each other, but he saw the position that King was in, as far as his mother being on drugs, his father being in jail, or wherever his father is at, and he grabbed little homie up, brought him under his wing, took him on tour, showed him a whole different lifestyle, showed him a whole different way of living. And he didn't just leave him in the hood. He didn't just leave him in the ghetto. He didn't just say it wasn't my responsibility. He took this young man, which is not his biological kid, but he treats him, and he raises him just like he was his own kid, right? And first and foremost, a lot of people had something to say about that. A lot of people don't really like the way, Finesse two time is raising young King. How he, they say he's exposing them to too much at a young age. People always gonna have something to say, and it's always the people that's not doing nothing. You understand what I'm saying? It's always gonna be the people who are not doing nothing, who are not active, who are not making these kind of decisions, who are not taking on these type of responsibilities, that's going to have the most to say about what somebody's doing, and in particular, Finesse two times in the situation with King, right? And first and foremost, man, that's always a red flag. That's always something that'll get your wheels turning when you see and you hear that, right? But a lot of people feel a certain type of way, and they're speaking out. They're being vocal about it. You understand what I'm saying? And I haven't really seen anybody giving Finesse two times his flowers on this particular situation. You know what I'm saying? You gotta respect what he doing, if you like it or not, right? You gotta put some respect on that move, right? So he's doing what he's doing. He's kind of raising this young kid. He's exposing him to some things, and it's starting to, let's just say that the cup is starting to overflow. It's starting to get out of hand. You understand what I'm saying? when you expose young men to certain aspects and certain things in life too early, they start to take advantage. They start to become warped in a way, right? So now at this present moment, you got Finesse 2 times sitting young King down and laying some ground rules and saying, you know what, this is what we was doing, this is how we've been doing it, but we're gonna change these. We're gonna change these rules. We're gonna make a whole new slate. We're gonna start going about things differently. You understand? And again, before we get into this video, I want to say that even that right there, you got to understand something, man. The way they have taught us and trained us, right, to raise young men, to raise, masculine, heterosexual young men, I can't say is a perfect way. I can't say that there's a blueprint to raising grown, strong, masculine, heterosexual males. You know what I'm saying? One thing for sure, two things for certain, you're gonna have to experience things in life. And I ain't saying you need to be taken advantage of or anything sexual or X, Y, and Z, but you don't need to be you don't need to be guarded. You don't need to be, you know what I'm saying, cuddled and coddled when you're raising men, when you're raising kings. And when you're not a king, when you're not a big dog, when you softer than Dollar Tree cotton, you start to look at things like a woman. See, a woman is going to say, oh, don't do that with that little boy. A woman is going to say, oh, you doing too much. Don't do that. Don't do this. Because a woman is here to nurture a young man. But when it come to grown men handling grown man business, we not here to nurture you. We here to give you the game. We here to lead you. We here to walk you down the path and show you this is what it's going to be. That's what it's not going to be. And when you got respect for a grown man, even as a young shooter, even as a young boy, even as a young, whatever you want to call it, this is how you keep it in line. I'm not going to get long-winded, but I'm going to talk about this because these are the traits and these are the things that need to be done to get these little young boys in line. Everybody asking questions. Everybody want to know how to stop the violence, how to stop the hate, how to stop the disrespect, how to get these young men in check. And this is a prime example with what Finesse 2 Time is doing. You understand what I'm saying? It's not by holding their hand. It's not by letting them wear dresses. It's not by letting them play in makeup. It's not by letting them play with doll babies. That ain't how you do it. Sometimes you take your little nephew outside and you let him see the block. You protect him the whole time, but you take him outside and you let him see, you let him touch, you let him feel what it looked like and what it mean to be outside. You don't let him go out there and crash out. But at an early age, you should have seen something. And we're going to get into this video, but I'm going to talk more about that because those are some of the things that help make Grown Man Business TV, Grown Man Business TV. My uncles took me outside, homie, and they protected me, but they showed me and they told me, if you want to be a gangster, then this what, I'm going to show you how to do that. You want, jail come with that. Sometimes death come with that. Being shot and stabbed and all of those things quite possibly come with this life right here. And if you want this life, then let me show you how to get it. You understand? We're going to talk more about that. But before we get in this video, I want to say big salute to Finesse 2 Times. Gotta salute you, my G, for standing on Grown Man Business TV, for standing on that big dog status. Because what Finesse 2 Times did for Lil King, a lot of y'all ain't built to do and y'all won't do. Y'all know a young man out there that need guidance, that need help. Mama on crack, daddy in jail. Ain't got nobody to help him and got nobody to lead him. Ain't got nobody to, and y'all will take advantage of that little dude. Or y'all will sit back and watch somebody mislead that young man. And then talk about, well, he in jail and want to chastise and criticize and point the finger. But you ain't man enough to pull that little dude under your wing. Give him that game that he need. So we're going to talk more about that, but let's get into this video, man. Big salute to the chat. Nothing crazy. Late night tap in. I just wanted to kind of give my perspective. I've been getting a lot of videos in the DM about this. So let's talk more about it, but here we go.
So, man, we got the whole table waiting. So, I wanted to have this talk with you, right? Yeah. Because I want to let the world know how smart you was, right? Yeah. So, we're going to have a serious conversation in front of the world. Alright. Alright. I told Miss Joyce, yeah, what's going on? Alright. Alright. I told Miss Joyce and I told Sugar, I'm going to have this talk with you. But I want to do it in front of the world, though, so I can show them how smart you is. Alright. Alright. So King going back to school, y'all. King finna go back to school. King been homeschooled. King been with me a year and a half. How long King been with us? A year and 5 months. A year and 5 months. You count that was up. Alright. So, as long as you've been with me, you've been homeschooled. You take your 15, 30-minute breaks, shit like that, and then go back to school. Yeah. Look at me when I'm talking to you. So,
Let me stop right there. First, he told the young man, we about to have a serious conversation. This is not a game. We are not playing. This is not the we not playing. This is a serious conversation. Stern voice. You understand what I'm saying? He starts to explain that he had him with him, a year and a half, a year and 5 months, right? And that he been homeschooled. Now it's hard when it's homeschooled because you gotta. It's harder than going to school, right? And in the midst of that, he tell him, look at me when I'm talking to you. Look at me when I'm talking to you. And Lil King instantly turned his head. Look how he turned his head fast. And he look him right in his eyes. Because you dealing with a grown man. You understand what I'm saying? So I just kind of want to give some context to what we looking at. Because these are the traits and the attributes that I'm talking about. Like, you can't really, there is no perfect way to raise no children. It's just certain things you don't do, it's certain things you do. We already know that. You know what I'm saying? But there is no perfect way, right? So I'm looking at Finesse 2 times and it don't, he might not know the way, but what he is doing is he's stepping out there and he trying to raise this young boy, to give him a different life, to give him a different way out because, again, the young boy mama is on drugs and his daddy probably dead or in jail, all right? So he stop him. Again, it's a late night tap in. Salute to the chat. He stop him right there and he say, look at me when I'm talking to you. These are grown man business traits right here. These are things that a lot of people done forgot about and they don't peep it when it happens. They just want to call out the negative stuff that they feel they see. But when you see stuff like that, this is the raising of a king. This is the raising of a heterosexual male, a masculine man. We ain't raising no saucy Santanas over here. You understand? So salute to the chat, man. Let's get back into the video. Corrupt, I see you in the building, my G. What it do? Stacy Galore, what it do?
You know that this is going to be a big transition for you, though. I know how real school is. How real is school? Real. It started just like the times. I'm just ain't dead. What? Man, I wake up about 5 in the morning. Them just ain't text. You do know why it's hard for you to wake up, don't you? You know why, but you know why. So you know Miss Joyce finna put you on a very strict schedule. Someday, and she helping me. So everything that she doing, I'm telling her to do it. I ain't just letting her, you know what I'm saying? But you've been with me long enough. It's time. You've been on tour. We done had fun. We done had a ball. We done been in every city, every state. You done made money. You done met people. You done You met everybody you ever thought you wouldn't meet, probably. And I feel like now it's time for you to really focus on what you want to be in life. Besides a rapper, besides being in the phone, besides playing the game all day, I want you to focus. You 11, you finna be 12. You becoming a young man. You already a young man, bro.
Well, let's stop right there, right? He telling King, yo, you done been on tour. You done met all the rappers. You done met everybody. Everybody, your little son or your little nephew or your little homie would want to be in the same room with. Lil King then had the opportunity. Money bag, yo, X, Y, and Z, right? And he got his arms crossed. So he not playing no games. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand something. Look how he looking at Lil King. Look how he's directly eyeballing this little dude. Lil King feel the pressure. So he's squirming, you know, he moving, he can't stand still. Because when you got a big dog that you respect, when you got a grown man in your presence that you respect, and he's sunning you. That's what I'm looking. He's sunning you right now. He got his hands crossed, he looking dead in your face, and he not playing. You almost can't sit still. You trying to figure out how to get comfortable because it's gonna make you uncomfortable. Do you understand what I'm saying? And again, I didn't really think I was gonna have much to say about this, but when the downloads start downloading, I just needed to tap in about it, right? So he telling them, you done been on tour. You know, I done showed you a lifestyle that you ain't never thought you could ever have, being as though your mama is on crack, your daddy either dead or in jail, right? But now it's time for you. I want you to focus. And he ain't just say it's time for you to focus. He telling Lil King, I want you to focus on what you want to be when you grow up and something other than a rapper. You know how these these youngsters, and this ain't just Lil King, and you right, Corrupt, like, you got to understand something. It's going to be harder for King because before Finesse 2 times got out of jail, King was already out hustling, selling candy, had a pocket full of money, was already out hustling, 8, 9, 10 years old. When he was 8 and 9, he was in his grandmama house. No supervision, no parents. Had to figure out a way. I seen the old videos where he had all that money in his pocket. He said he was selling candy. So he done already been exposed to the streets, the hookers, the drug dealers. You understand everything that come with the ghetto. So people trying to point it and make it seem like Finesse 2 times is just, corrupting this young man. That's, poverty and pain already did that. The higher ups and the elites already set up the matrix to get that man exactly what we see. So he already kind of hard. But when a grown man is talking to you, especially a grown man, that you respect, yeah, it feel like that. I know that feeling when I was a young boy and my uncle was telling me, hey, little nigga, this what your mama telling me you doing this, and I'm telling you, you gonna do this. And I'm nervous because I'm like, damn, you understand? So I'm looking at the mannerisms in the little dude, and you could just tell he uncomfortable. And he telling them, look, man, we about to change this routine up. I got Joyce helping me. So that's a female. That's that feminine energy I'm always talking about. I don't care how masculine you are. I don't care how much of a man you are. That feminine energy is the balance. It's the yin to the yang. You understand? So that's why your mother is so important. That's why your grandmother, your aunties, they are very important when it comes to a grown man putting down a law. So he said, I'm gonna have Joyce, anything she's saying and anything she doing, I'm telling her to do it. Because at the end of the day, I'm the big dog. My voice and my word is the end all be all. So if she telling you some shit that you don't like, just know it came from me. And you gonna respect that. This is grown man business shit at its finest, my G. This is what's this is the type of shit that's needed in the black community. Real men You know what I'm saying? Pulling the little homie to the side. First off, you gotta be a man. Kids are visual creatures. They don't really listen until they see you doing the right. You can't just be a bum ass nigga and then be telling a child X, Y, and Z because he don't visually see you being what you talking about. But when kids see a man being a man, standing on business, and then he turn and look at you and tell you gonna stand on business. Oh, it work every time, baby. This is what it get the young shooters off the block. This is what it get those stray bullets from hitting little kids. This is what it get the ghetto in check. Get everybody lined up the way it need to be lined. Oh, why are they shooting each other? Because you don't got niggas like Finesse 2 times, pulling them to the side, sitting their asses down, telling them what it's going to be and what it's not going to be. So, again, you're going to have everybody telling and talking and pointing the finger about what they don't like about Finesse 2 times and Lil King. But here at Grown Man Business TV, we going to salute them. We going to salute them. And I'm going to tell you this, in the black community, we need more like them. Less talking, homie. I don't want to hear too much of your war stories. I don't want to hear too much of the bullshit. I want to see if you got some influence. I want to see you pull a little nigga under your wing and tell him this what it is and this what it ain't. You feel what I'm saying? So he telling them right now. And I just wanted to point that out, that if you look at his mannerisms, he not playing no motherfucking games right now. And watch how Lil King is moving his arms around. Watch his mannerisms. He uncomfortable. Because when a big dog is looking down at you and he disappointed in your movements, he disappointed in what you doing, you gonna feel uncomfortable, homie. Yeah. You want the big dog to say, I'm proud of you. Everything you doing is on point. Keep doing what you doing. And I'm proud of you, little nigga. But when the big dog got his arms crossed up, he looking down at you and he telling you, man, I ain't feeling you. We got to get this right. You're going to be uncomfortable. Big salute to the chat, man. 104 people in the, hit the like button, man. We talking real spill tonight.
And, I ain't got dealing with me. Dealing with his mama. So you my dealer.
Look at his mannerisms.
Do whatever you want to do.
He can't stop moving.
You my little man.
He uncomfortable. That's why he did that.
But at this point,
he crossed his arms right back.
I need to take action because if I don't lead you down the right road, I ain't gonna be able to live with it. I don't want you to get 14, 15, 16. And put the police on high-speed chases because that's all you know. I don't want you to get 14, 15, 16 and smoke weed and shit because that's all you've been around. I don't want you to get 14, 15, 16 and have a child like I did. It's time for you to start respecting yourself more. It's time for you to, and me too.
Let me stop right there. Whew. What we talking about? How can you look at that and talk down on that? You know why? Because a lot of people in society right now they want the Saucy Santana conversation. They want the Lil Uzi Vert conversation. They want you to be softer than Dollar Tree cotton. This right here, prime example of grown man business, man. He said, man, I want you to start respecting yourself more. Because I don't want you to think you haven't been respecting yourself, but you need to now start respecting yourself more. I don't want you to have a kid at 16 like I did. 14, listen, 13, 14, 15, and 16, believe it or not, you're a young adult. You're a young man. Again, society wants you to think that at 13, 14, and 15, that you just a little baby. Oh, you just a little baby out here. You a little child. But in reality, in the real world, at 13, 14, 15, your mind you start creating scenarios. You start becoming mischievous. You start to doing shit. And if you don't got a big dog to cross his arms and look down at you and tell you, we about to get this straight right now, That's when you start going on high-speed chases. That's when you start smoking and drinking. Next thing you know, you got a child or 2 kids or 3 kids already. You goddamn NBA young boy out here. You NBA young boy out here. You got 13 children. You got all this money. You can't figure out how to stay the hell out of jail because you ain't had a big dog put you in your place in a perfect timing in your life. Look at this. I want y'all to see this. I want to call out grown man business when I see it. Look at this young man right here. Look how he looking up at this grown man right here. Look at the admiration and respect in this young boy face right here. I don't think, see, I know. We getting caught up. Ayo, wisdom B, what it do, my G? You know, the narrative that's painted, the agenda that's being pushed. We getting caught up with the softer than Dollar Tree cotton boys, you know, the saucy Santanas. So when a look of admiration is over a young nigga face, y'all don't recognize it no more. Y'all don't know what y'all seeing. Y'all can't really pinpoint what you looking at. So here at Grown Man Business TV, we gonna point out the point outs. We gonna point out what's real and what's fake right here. And right here, we looking at a young nigga in America, a young black man in America, caught up in the matrix, trying to figure out a way, being influenced by everything that's outside, looking up at a grown-ass man that he admires and he respects. And he needs this grown man to tell him what he gonna do and what he not gonna do, if he likes it or not. Before we get back into the video, Charleston White says something that always resonated with me. He say, big dogs, grown men, the man of the house, he's never liked for the most part. Because he got to lay down the law. He got to tell you, bitch, you ain't wearing that when you go outside. Your ass is showing. Little homie, this what we about to do. You about to get on the schedule. You not about to have your phone with you because this what we about to do. So when you the big dog, when you the man of the house, a lot of the times you ain't liked by everybody. That's why they say, don't tell your daddy. Oh, everybody love mama. But when it come to the big dog, when it come to the man of the household, a lot of the times that nobody likes you. That's why they always say, don't tell daddy. Your mom, hey, come here. Don't tell your daddy. Because your daddy gonna put a foot in your ass. He gonna put belt to ass. So we gotta start understanding that a lot of the times, one of the plights of man, one of the double standards that women don't understand is that we gotta stand on business. We gotta lay down the law of the land. We gotta make this shit look a certain way and be a certain way. And a lot of the times we gonna get hate for that. They're gonna hate us. But when they grow up, you know what they turn around and do? They say, thanks, Dad. I really appreciate you doing that. Thanks, Dad. Thank you. I didn't understand it when I was young, but I appreciate you taking my phone. I appreciate you not letting me go to them parties. I appreciate you. We give our life for this grown man shit. We go to work. We pay the bills. If everything falls and crumbles, everybody's looking at dad. Nobody give a fuck what your mama do. Everybody love mama. That's why on Mama's Day, they get the big gifts. You know, the cars, the money, the jewelry. On Father's Day, a nigga get a #1 dad coffee mug, and that's it. A nigga might get a pair of socks, and that's it. Because we gotta lay the law down. Whew. Salute. This is Grown Man Business TV, right? It gotta be some grown man business in the content. We can't just talk about all the BS. Come on, I'm just sprinkling some grown man business in this. Salute to the chat, man. 111 people in there. Hit the like button. Stop playing, man.
It ain't just you. It's me too. It's me too. So we doing this shit together.
Hold on, I want to just stop right there. But he said it's not just you, it's me too. Because before I chastise you, before I correct you, right? I'm going to take accountability for my fuck ups. Because that's what men do. Grown men, big dogs. We know we don't make no excuses. It ain't no excuses. We take accountability for our actions. So listen, I'm going to correct you, little homie. But I'm going to also let you know that I'm going to correct myself. I'm going to stand on my mishaps. This is golden shit right here. Why is the big time YouTubers not talking about this? Why is social media not highlighting this? Come on, baby. Tap in.
I've been out 2 years. You've been with me a year and a half for real. I went through trials and tribulations. It hurt. I still go through it. And like I said, I'm having this conversation with you in front of the world because I want them to know how smart you is. We're going to go through this shit together. But it's really time for you to really buckle down in life. Just like it's time for me to buckle down in life. We all fuck up. We all fall off. And I want you to know that I don't expect you to be perfect. I don't expect you to transition, because you gotta understand, when you go to school, everybody finna know you. I put you in a small school where it ain't no public school. You probably got like 100 kids that go there. Maybe. You in a class with probably like 10 people. You're not in a class with a lot of people. You're in a class so the teacher can focus on you.
So he telling them, and salute to that. Greg, you know, I agree with that to a certain extent. It's definitely not publicized, but I think that it needs to be more men. That's not his biological son, but he got enough resources. You understand what I'm saying? To start redirecting the mentality of this young man. So you got a Rick Ross who got 300 acres. And, in the summertime, I feel like a dude like Rick Ross should have, summer camp where you got 100 or 200 young men come to your land, come to your property, show them how to farm, show them how to do agriculture, show them how to be men, show them how to shoot guns at targets. Show them how to do handshake. Like, these things are mandatory. So I do know that it's prevalent. I do know that it exists in the black community, but I just think that first we have to publicize it more, and secondly, it just needs to be more. We need more of that, right? So he telling them like, yo, we all fuck up. I ain't perfect. I don't expect you to be perfect. I just really, when I sat back and watched this video, I said, man, this is gold right here. And this is, no flaw in his speech, no flaw in his rhyme. This shit was powerful. Powerful. He said, I don't expect you to be perfect. I don't expect you to go out and do this, but we gonna do this together. We gonna do this together, me and you. And I'm gonna be right by, and you going to private school. You're not going to some public school where it's 12,000 kids in there. You're going to a private school where it might be 100 children in there. So the teacher can focus. It's gonna get deep, boy. Trust me, we ain't done with the speech. He about to get real. This shit about to turn up. But look at King's mannerisms. Look at his art. Look at the admiration in his eyes. Look at his mannerisms. Between the two, look at the eye connection. He told King to look at me when I'm talking to you one time. And he ain't. We need to, men look each other in the eye. Don't look down, don't look over, don't eye-to-eye contact, homie, while I'm talking to you. He's doing an amazing job, my G. Like, gotta salute him. King's gonna be a powerful, masculine young man. When you young, that shit look dangerous. It look like a firecracker, we all looking at King and we can see like this little nigga got some, he like a little firecracker. If he didn't have a father figure, imagine what this little nigga would be doing right now. If he didn't have a man in his life on grown man business, imagine what this little nigga might be doing out there in Memphis. It's mandatory. Yeah, we lay down a law and the women enforce it. And then we might have to double back and enforce it over her because they start playing with their mama. This shit is mandatory. This grown man business, the father in the home, it's mandatory. This shit is, It's almost non-negotiable. All that, oh, we can raise, no, y'all can't raise. Women raise the worst product. They raise the worst product. That's why we got so many niggas in jail. We got so many homosexual males. We got all of these weird, all this weird shit going on from the product of women raising children alone. Men in the house is mandatory. It's damn near non-negotiable. Yeah. Yeah, I know you ain't gonna hear this nowhere else. This is Grown Man Business TV. You in the right place. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Cake Graham, what it do, Cake? I see you in the chat. Let's get back into this.
On more, you more focus on you versus 20 kids or 16 kids. No jewelry in school. So don't sneak your jewelry, don't sneak your watch, don't sneak your chain in school. Don't sneak your phone in school. Knowing Kaylee going to the same school. Kaylee gonna be allowed to have her phone. Why you think I'm allowing Kaylee to have her phone and not you?
All right, so let's stop right there. Let's stop right there. You know how big dog, you know how the parents do. When they tell you, hey nigga, do not take that Game Boy to school. Do not take that Sega Genesis to school. Don't take your jewelry, your watches, your chains, your phone, all that shit staying at the house from here on out. And don't sneak it neither. Oh, see, we gotta lay law down. We gotta tell you some shit that you ain't gonna like it, but it's for your own good. And if you go against it, belt the ass. Simple math. Belt the ass. It's simple math over here. Don't take, I said, yeah, don't take your jewelry. Don't take your watch, your ring, your chain, all that shit. I done bought you, Lil King. You be on Instagram flossing all that good shit. Don't take it to school, homie. And don't let me find out. The phone? Oh, we all know what the phone mean in today's time. That's like an ass whooping. That's like punishment when the motherfucker tell you you can't take your cell phone to school. Ooh, we laying law down. Tell your kid tomorrow they can't tell them on Monday morning, leave your phone at the house and see what this shit you might have to put belt the ass. That's you stepping on toes when you tell one of these little Gen X kids or whatever they call themselves, they can't take a cell phone to school. Ooh-wee! That's the equivalent of back in our day, taking an ass whooping. Belt. You know when you used to hear your mama come up the stairs with that belt? Oh, it was terrible. It was like a horror movie. That's the same thing when you tell one of these little children they can't take a cell phone with them. We getting somewhere. Let's talk to them, Finesse. Salute to the chat.
She more smarter than me?
She more disciplined than you. You know what discipline means? What discipline means? If you don't know, don't say you know and just ask me what it means, I'm gonna tell you.
I know what it means.
What it means?
She ain't grow up like, say what?
He don't know what it means.
Script.
They didn't let her do no anything. Discipline, I'm gonna give you a deeper definition of discipline. Discipline is when she can go to school and not pull her phone out unless it's an emergency. Discipline is when what you gonna be doing. I'm gonna give you your routine. This gonna be Monday through Friday. Check me out. Monday through Friday. You're gonna get up 5, 6 in the morning because y'all gotta drive 40 minutes, 50 minutes to get to Houston. You're gonna go to school. No phone. Check me out though.
I'm telling you what your routine about to be. I ain't asking you. This is non-negotiable. You understand? What's discipline, young man? King 11 years old right here. He 11 years old. Imagine these gang members. Imagine these sliders and these drillers and, you know, the King Vons of the world. Imagine them having an OG sit them down at 11 years old and say, do you know what discipline is? If you don't know, I'll tell you. Oh, yeah, I know what it is. What's discipline? That ain't really it. Let me tell you and give you some deeper definitions of what discipline is. Do you know why I'm letting your sister take her phone to school and you can't take your phone? Because you're not disciplined enough to keep your phone in your pocket. But your sister is disciplined. Discipline. Life lessons, homie. Let me tell you something. I was a grown man. It wasn't until recent, maybe in the last 5 years that I really understood and realized what discipline was. I never had nobody sit me down like that and ask me to my face, do you know what discipline is? Do you know what that is? I had to bump my head a few times. I had to really, like, trials and tribulations and life lessons taught me fully what you're not a grown man, homie, until you can practice discipline. You're not, listen to me. You're not a man in no way, shape, form, or fashion if you don't have discipline. We always heard the saying, patience is a virtue. Patience is a virtue. The shit sound cliche because we heard it so much, but I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of you dudes lose out here because you don't have sexual discipline. That's a whole nother live stream right there. If you don't have discipline on every level, you're not a man. The majority of these dudes and you men out, y'all are not men because all a woman got to do is walk in the room, take her pants off, and you turn to a tool. You have no discipline, homie. Yeah, we talking. It's 1 a.m. We talking that talk right now. We're not talking about that right there. We talk about this right here. Imagine these young gang members had somebody to explain to them at an early age what discipline. If I had discipline in my 20s, I'd be well over a multimillionaire. Easy money. And I'm decent. You know what I'm saying? I'm decent. But I'm talking millions on millions. I can look back in hindsight because hindsight is 2020, and I can look at certain situations and say, damn, discipline. Let's talk about it, man. So look at the chat. 137 people, man. Get them likes up.
You give me 2-3 months. I give about 2 months. I start letting you take your phone to school once or twice out the week. You fuck up, I'm taking it again.
Boom, right there. Hey, look, hey, listen. Do what I tell you. Do what I say. You do it the right way. You win. I give you your phone. I give you your jewelry. You fuck up, I take it again. No ifs, ands, buts about it. It ain't no gray areas. We not straddling the fence. Do what I say or the shit don't happen. Come on, Finesse. Talk that talk to him, man. Salute the Finesse 2 times for that.
All right. By the time you make it home, it'll be 5 o'clock, 4:45, 5 o'clock. I had a long talk with me in Georgia, and we put this together. I'll come straight home, get yourself cleaned up, do your homework. Now check this out. I ain't just doing no homework and then going to your regular activities. You're gonna do the homework and whatever adult available, me, Lil Juice, Sugar, Big Juice, whoever, I want you, Joyce, you take your homework to them. And you're gonna get it right before you jump into your activities. Now you see where I'm going with about the transition?
Yo, this shit is fire. Oh, okay, you gonna go to school, get home from school, you gonna wash up, bro, this right here is powerful. Yeah. When I say discipline, Scott, it ain't always belt the ass. You know what I'm saying? It ain't always a physical thing. That's why I didn't use that as an example. That's why I used sexual discipline. the majority of men have no sexual discipline. All a woman got to do is walk in the room and pull down her pants, and niggas is just going to do whatever. They'll risk their whole fucking life, their marriage, their girlfriend, their kids, their money, everything for 20, whatever they doing in the bedroom, and then it's over. So imagine niggas giving you this game at 11 years old. Hey, nigga, hey, you don't just, I don't care if she got, I don't care what she look like. You don't just stick nothing in there. Make sure she can read first. Nah, we ain't just doing, hey, so when you come home from school, you gonna wash up, you gonna clean yourself up, and now it's time to do homework. But don't, because kids and youngsters, they always, like I said, at 11, 12, you starting to become mischievous. You starting to think that you smarter than your parents. You starting to think that these old heads, they ain't as smart as us, right? So you already thinking about ways to, oh, he want me to do my homework, no problem. But now you ain't just about to do your homework. After you do your homework, you're going to find the nearest adult in the house. And we going to sit down and we going to go over your homework. We're going to make sure you got it right. You ain't just going to be able to use one of these apps or some shit and get the answers, because now we're going to go over this math homework with you and make sure back in the day when we was in school, they used to say, show your work. That was the work. I used to hate that. I had so many ways to get the work done. I had females that'd do the work for me. I knew so many people. I was so popular. But when they said show your work, that mean now you got to do the work, homie. You got to show how you got it. Oh shit, if you don't know, then you don't know. So that's gonna take up more time before you get on your Xbox, before you play 2K, before you get your phone back. This right here is powerful information. And again, before we get back into the video, I did my due diligence. I haven't seen anybody dissect this video. I haven't seen anybody say, damn, Finesse 2 times, man, that's good shit right there, homie. Like, salute to that. I don't like this, I don't like that, but I gotta say salute to that. So here we are, Grown Man Business TV. Well, we know what time it is, man. We're not staying up all night.
You in the 6th grade, you a king in math. Your English is poor. And it's all right. I'm poor in certain areas. I ain't judging you. I'm just telling you that it's time for you to really buckle down. Now, I ain't saying go off and grow up and be to college and all that. That ain't where I'm going with it. Because I believe in being your own boss. I believe in going to school, learning how to read, write, spell, do math. You're going to decide to take something up in college.
Adrian, what it do, my G? Nah, he paying attention. He paying attention. I can see in his mannerisms that he mad though. Adrian, what it do, my G? Again, when you the big dog in the house, you not gonna be liked, bro. It's one of the harsh realities of being a man. If you a man and everybody like you, you a sucker. If you a man and everybody like you and everybody in the house is happy with you and you just a man and nobody feel, you a sucker. So Adrian, salute to you, but yo, he listening. He just mad. He taking in what he's saying, but he also thinking like, damn, he ain't gonna let me get my phone. Nah, damn, I can't wear my jewelry to school. I gotta get up at 5 and like he thinking about a lot of shit. You remember, we all remember being, I know I do. I remember being that kid and my uncle, because my pops was moving around. It was my uncles for me that was like, nigga, this what it is. My uncle Squirt, his name, you know what I mean? His name this nigga he was a killer. He was the uncle that did a lot of jail time, who had the deep voice where I get a lot of this shit from. I was scared of my uncle. I was scared of that nigga. Like the family they used to talk about him because he used to be in jail all the time. He used to send like pictures. I used to see pictures of him in jail and shit. You know what I'm saying? And when that nigga came home, The universe working in mysterious ways, bro. He came home at a perfect time where I was like 15, 16. My mama really couldn't tell me shit. No, I was starting to do shit. And my uncle came home, you know what I'm saying? He been home ever since. So he listening. He just mad. And I remember listening to my uncle like, but I heard every word he said. Trust and believe. I heard every word. You got to know, King don't never want to go back to Memphis and live with his grandmama. He would never fuck this up. But he a child. His mind is not fully developed. So yeah, he listening. Salute to the chat. He definitely hear
Take
me.
up business management so you can learn business, financial literature, meaning how to talk numbers. Well, motherfucker can't talk over your head. The words they use when they talking big numbers and shit. Cause you want to be rich, right? The only way you're gonna get rich is you know this shit, man. You got to know this shit. You can't don't think you just gonna get rich and stay rich. You can go get $30, $40 million today. If you ain't got financial literature, if you ain't got good money management, if you don't know how to save, if you don't know how to budget, if you want to pop it every day and go out and drink every day and buy jewelry all the time and buy cars all the time, you gonna go broke.
Let's stop right there. Nah, Adrian, I gotta disagree with that. These kids got cell phones. They got access to so much that we didn't have access to. You think they don't hear cuss words every day on these cell phones, scrolling through Instagram? You think they don't see? Man, imagine when when I was a child, when I was his age, 11, having a fucking cell phone. Like, I couldn't imagine this shit, bro. We was already outside. We was already hands-on. Imagine having smartphones and shit. So when you say cursing, like that's the least of your worries, man. When it comes to these children, the least of your worries, right? But he telling them, yo, I want you to do good in school, but don't think that I'm trying to make you be something that you're not. If you don't want to go to college, that's cool. And if you do want to go to college, I suggest you take financial literature, something that's going, business. So people can't talk over your head and steal your money. Like, he giving them some fire game. Imagine being 11 years old and a nigga sitting you down and saying, you want to be rich, right? Well, this how you keep your money. Why you think the majority of these rappers or the majority of these black entertainers, either athletes or whatever, right? They get all this money and they go broke. It's because at 11 years old, it was nobody saying this type of vocabulary. It was nobody using this verbiage to us. Nigga, you want to be rich, right? Well, you ain't going to keep your money if you don't know financial literacy, if you don't know how to money management. You going to get $60 million and be broke in a week because you don't know how to manage your money. Like, this shit is this is prime real estate right here. See, the majority of us, right? Because we didn't have nobody that even seen $1 million sit down and give us that game like that. We had to bump our heads over and over. And a lot of the times you might bump your head and get 18 years like Zip with the Drip. You might bump your head, nigga, and go to jail. You might bump your head and die. You bump your head, you get to a fork in the road and you make the wrong turn and that shit set you back 20 years, nigga, and you never come back from it. You never get right. You pour for the rest. Like, this shit is real spill. Salute to the chat, man. Let me see what y'all talking about. I don't know, man. I grew up with an auntie, Clifton Jackson. Salute to you, my G. I grew up with my aunt Punchy. R.I.P. to my aunt Punchy, right? She used to cuss like a sailor, homie. Like, I knew better than to cuss around no elders. I'm the most respectful. I always been like that. You know what I'm saying? You got my aunt Sandy, who's like the goody two shoes. Then you got my aunt Punchy, who was she was the hood of the hoodest. You know what I mean? It's like, me cursing around you don't trump your respect for me. See, that's why A lot of the times you can't curse in front of these children, or you can't really do X, Y, and Z because they don't respect you on the highest level. So on the highest level, it don't matter what I say, you ain't gonna repeat it. It don't matter what you see on TV, you ain't gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? As a man, your respect, the law that you lay down is really what you get back. And if you gotta really lay the law down, and then you get some game in between, but you gotta lay the law down. He know better. That little nigga, man, you know. So, but again, like I said in the beginning of this chat as well, there is no perfect way to raise a kid. So everybody gonna have their different angles and they different ways of going about it. But we all got the same, for the most part, the same agenda. The same motivations is to get these little kids, get these youngsters to be respectable, tax-paying, presentable citizens of America that's gonna give back, that's smart, that know how to protect themselves, that know how to go to the next level. So, you know what you're looking at when you look at a child, they innocent. You really got to kind of like, you don't want to curse in front of them. But then you know a child that his mama was on crack, his daddy dead or in jail. He living with his grandmama. He 8 years old. He already selling candy because he got to get some kind of money. It's a different mentality when you come up in that poverty and that pain, homie. Cuss words are the least of your worries. Salute to the chat. You already know what we do, man. Adrian, I be scared to have kids nowadays. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. My youngest child, my son he'll be 3. He'll be 3 next month. And man, yeah, man. But I'll say this to you, Adrian. Don't let the world scare you from having children. We gotta populate the planet, homie. We gotta populate the planet. But you gotta put yourself in a position where when your kid come into your house, when your kid come home, you can counteract all the bullshit that go on outside, all the influences outside, you can counter it. That's why there's no white people hung up in my house. You understand what I'm saying? I don't have no white people hung up in no pictures in my house, all black people. But one of the biggest pictures in my house is a picture of me, Grown Man Business TV. And a lot of people say, oh, you know, when I did that, right? A lot of my friends, a lot of people that know me, they said, you a narcissist, man. You got your own picture hung up in your house. Why would you hang up your own picture? We all know it's your house. But see, when the kids come in, they say, oh, uncle, man, that's you up there. It's a certain, it's what you put in them. They see me hanging up on the wall. They kind of, you know, then they go to school and they see George Washington hung up on the wall. Or they see, you know, Martin Luther King hung up on the wall. And they kind of counter, you know, oh, Martin Luther King's hung up on the wall. When I go to my uncle's house, he's hung up on the wall. It's what they're visuals. You see? You see that trick right there? So if Martin Luther King is hung up on the wall, if the first president in America, George Washington, when they teaching our babies all this bullshit, and then they come to the big house and they say, oh, but my uncle's hung up on the wall. Yeah. So my word means just as much. You see that nice ass picture of your uncle right there? I'm a big dog. Sit your ass down and let me talk to you. Yeah, they always, I got 1,000 photos in my house. Anybody that's tuned into the channel, they know. I done walked around the big house and showed y'all pictures of African kings and all in Moors and all of these different black princesses and black queens, right? But the one picture they always point out, Uncle, that's you right there? Oh man, how'd you get your picture? Man, you got a picture? Man, look at Uncle, man. So I could sit them down just like him and say, yo, hey, this what it's gonna be and this what it ain't. Don't let my sister tell me that this what you still doing that. If your mom come back over here and tell me X, Y, and Z, we gonna have a problem. And trust me, they be in check. In check. Salute to the chat.
And you gonna be back in the hood. it's real. It's not a game. It's real. Like, you will literally go broke. You will literally lose it all if you don't learn. So me, as a father figure to you, I gotta go ahead and install that in you now. See, I ain't had this. Little Miss Joyce right there. I ain't had this. Did nobody do this to me? You see what I'm saying? But you got me. But you got to understand it. I ain't being hard on you for nothing.
Look at his wheels turning in his head right now. Finesse 2 times said, man, this shit is real. You'll go broke, nigga. You be back in the hood. And then he just told him what I've been telling y'all. We ain't had, our generation ain't had nobody with experience. It ain't that we ain't have grown men, but a lot of them was like my Uncle Squirt. They was in jail. They went through the matrix. We didn't have we didn't have nobody with no real money that we could look at and say, damn, yo, like I want to be, except for the drug dealers and shit, they went to jail. So he telling the little homie, listen, man, I ain't have this with what you got. But since I'm a father figure to you, right? You got it. And then, you know, he dap him up. Yeah, you know, it's all love, homie. You know I love you, nigga. But dap me up. You know our little secret handshake. Take that. That's why I keep saying, imagine if our generation had that. Something as simple as the little discipline. We talking discipline, or we talking money management. And then telling you, nigga, you gonna go back. I'm telling you, you don't want to go broke, right? This what's gonna happen if you don't listen. So I got, and I'm not being hard on you for no reason, but I gotta be hard on you. Because if I ain't hard on you, society gonna make you a Saucy Santana. Society gonna make you a little Uzi Vert. Society gonna make you a Lil Nas X. If I ain't hard on you, you gonna be running around here like Dwayne Wade's little son, daughter, son, whatever you wanna call that shit. You gonna be running around here like that if I ain't hard on you, homie. If I don't get you in line right now, that TV, the influence outside gonna have your ass running around here in a dress like young thug and yeah. Yeah. This is grown man business. That's why they don't talk about. That's why nobody know about this video right here. Nobody has said anything about this video because this ain't what they want y'all to see. They want your ass in a skirt like Young Thug. If Finesse 2 times would have came out and said, Lil King is now a queen. He said he want to be a queen. He's identifying as a queen. We're going to link him up with Dwayne Wade, son, daughter, son, whatever that little thing is. And they going to party together. Oh, this would have made national news. But because he installing some grown man masculine business, heterosexual shit, grown man, big dog, yeah. Ain't no such thing as toxic masculinity. It's just masculinity. Because he's installing that in him, we ain't heard nothing about this. You ain't heard nothing about this. Nobody's talking about this. So y'all ain't nobody knew that this man recorded a video putting his little boy in check, showing us how it's, come on, homie, nobody ain't see this? But see, the thing is, Yellow Arrows, you got to teach that. You got to teach a young boy, a young man, a growing child, a growing man. You got to teach him how to be, appreciative and not entitled. This is not something that just happens. That's why the father figure is so important in the household. That's why it's non-negotiable about a man being in the house. Because you grow up with your parents giving you everything. They feed you every day. They buy you clothes. They buy you candy. They buy you sneakers. They buy you school material. They make sure you got a house. Like, you grow up being given everything. So why wouldn't you feel entitled to something? See, this is what I'm saying when it comes to like big dogs and little puppies and shit. When you grow up, your parents give you everything. You can't fend for yourself. They cook your food, they feed you, they take you to they give. So where would the appreciativeness come from if nobody teaches you the difference in the two? You're gonna become entitled. And now a big dog gotta sit you down and say, listen, man, you're becoming entitled. You think I'm supposed to get, I ain't gotta give you none of this. You could be in a foster home. So you need to be more appreciative of what I'm doing for you. And then a little homie, look at his face. He gonna start thinking. His wheels will start turning. And then he'll say, damn, he right. I could, I got a homie that don't got his mother or his dad. He said he live in a foster house. My other homie, he said he live in a shelter. I didn't even know what a shelter was. He said him and his mom live in a shelter. So I appreciate what you doing. And then you know what they do? They get older and they turn around when they fully understand and they tell you, hey, Pop, man, I really appreciate you. This what we do it for. See, we don't get the big gifts, dads. We just get we get the coffee mugs. We get a pack of socks, some Nike socks from Athlete's Foot or Foot Locker. We get shit like that. The gold is when this little man come back 20 years from now when he say, hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you did for me. I appreciate everything you gave up for me. All the sleepless nights, all the times I seen you go to work every fucking day. Every time, I appreciate all this shit. I did the same thing. I doubled back. I had to turn around. When I got older, start having kids, start paying bills, making my way in this world to become the big dog, the head of my fucking household. I doubled back and I really appreciate. And I'll do anything for you, nigga, anything. That's what we live for as men. Salute to the chat.
I want to see you do better than me, bro. I can't let you go down that road, bro. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you come home,
Look how he
and
moving.
you do your homework,
He uncomfortable.
and it's done right, see, that's what's going to make you focus. Because you're going to be ready to get to that game. You're going to be ready to get to that phone. The other kids, they got to lay it down at 8. You and Kaylee, I'm going to get y'all to 9:30. But see, this the thing with the 9:30 though. At the 9:30, everything go off. The TV, the phone, ain't no YouTube TV, ain't no straight dog, straight sleep. So you can wake up, have a fresh brain for school the next day.
Yo,
What's on your mind?
look at this little dude right here. Imagine what he'll be if a big dog ain't sit him down and give him this game. He might be sliding on you. He might slide on your nephew. This little nigga might slide on you if he ain't have a big dog to give him real game. Or he's no dummy. He hot right now. Nigga said after 9:30, everything going off. Oh, he hearing every word. He just hot right now. Cause it ain't nothing he could do about it, nigga. That's where the big dog come in at. Nigga, I shut all this shit down. Everything. Why don't even ask no questions, nigga. So he hearing every word, he just hot. But imagine if he ain't have a finesse 2-time. Your little nephew in Memphis might have got smoked fucking with Lil King right here. You might have been coming out the bank. This little nigga with right here with a Pooh Shiesty mask on is gonna rob your fucking purse. This dude right here, him right here. Him, look at him. You think at 16, he ain't gonna rob your fucking purse? Now I will say this, Will T. He listening, but he young. He might not be fully comprehending. But again, this where your big dog come in at. This where your, because he said already, I got Joyce helping me. So when he's gonna try to break the rules a little bit. Oh, hey, Finesse said at 9:30 is zip everything off. This is where the big dog come in at. You can't expect the little homie to just do what you say. That's why you gotta sit him down, you gotta tell him, and then you gotta apply pressure to this shit. So yeah, you probably right. He probably not fully oh, he listening though. He hear this shit, but he not comprehending everything. He's still trying to figure a way out this shit. Cause we young. When you young, you think you smarter than everybody. You think you know everything. So right now, he thinking, how can I get out this shit? How can I do this? I can do my homework fast, make sure it's done right. I still have some time to play the game. But what he gonna realize is he ain't gonna be able to do the homework right. He gonna be fucking up. He gonna have to sit down with Miss Joyce. That's gonna take another 2 hours to get everything right. By the time he get in the shower and eat dinner, it's gonna be 9:15. He ain't gonna have nothing but 15 minutes. By the time he plug the game up, log in, it's gonna be time to cut everything off. This is gonna set this young boy totally straight. This is what's needed. All that talk about, you know, this, wop, wop, whoop, wop, wop, all that shit, just talk. This is what's needed. I'm going to sit down. Bro, he set this little nigga down for about 30 minutes. You remember when your daddy or your uncle or whoever, the man in your life, started like hitting the table and shit? This what you gonna do. This what you ain't gonna do. This what it's gonna be. That man, niggas is dead serious. You ain't playing with that. Niggas not playing with you, homie. Nigga looking at you, man, and yeah, nigga, you gonna have a problem. Salute to the chat, man. Yeah, man, salute to the chat. This shit is golden, man.
Talk to me. You ready? Where you think you gonna go wrong here? Where you think that maybe you might think that you might have a hard time with?
Going to sleep.
Do you take melatonin?
That little nigga bad. Hey, well, that little nigga bad, boy. What you think you gonna have a problem with? Going to sleep. Nigga, you take melatonin, nigga. Salute to the chat, man. Let me get my charger. This nigga's bugged out. This nigga, yeah, nigga. Yeah. Yeah, nigga, you take melatonin, don't you? Fuck wrong with you, boy? Tell me what you gonna have a problem with. Going to sleep. That nigga mad, boy. He hot. He 38 special hot right now. Salute to the chat. That nigga said he gonna have a problem. You ain't gonna have no problem going to sleep. You fuck around and get, listen, we put belt to your ass and you will go to sleep. We can help you go to sleep, little king. Or we got ways to put you down. Huh? We got ways to help you want to go to sleep, little nigga. Salute to the chat. You already know what time. Hey, look at this shit. This is the picture I'm talking about right here. It's the picture right here. When my nieces and my nephews come in the house, they be like, Uncle, that's you up there on the wall? Look, kings and shit all around me. Kings all around me. Nipsey Hussle, I got kings and shit all on the walls. You know, oh, Uncle, man, that's you up there, man. That's you on the wall? Oh, man, how did you get up there, man? I'll be like, yeah, you know, it be like that, little nephew, man. Shit, man, we do it. That's how we do it. Oh, man, Uncle, man, man, look at this. That's Uncle up there, man. Wow, man, you got a picture, man, you're hanging on the wall. I said, yeah, man, you know, I do shit like that, man. How everything going? Everything all right? Yeah, man, you know, it's going, you know, I'm just trying to, you making all A's, man? Yeah, man, I got all A's, man. Here go $200, man. Get your Roblox and shit going. They like Roblox and shit. The motherfuckers spend $1,000 on Roblox. You know what I'm saying? I tell them, look, man, here go 200, man. Salute to the chat. This shit is mandatory. This shit is mandatory, man. And I'm gonna run this back real quick because I want y'all to see. I want y'all to see his mannerisms. Lil homie hot right now. He hot. He mad. He's so mad he almost can't hold his shit in. Oh, let me run it back. Let me run this shit. Look at what you gonna ask him? Hold on. Watch this shit. What you ask him?
What you think? What you think, man?
Watch this.
Talk to me.
Watch this shit. Watch this, guys.
What's on your mind? Talk to me. You ready? What do you think? What do you think you're gonna go wrong with? What do you think?
Watch this. Watch him. Watch this.
You might think that you might have a hard time with it.
Going to sleep.
Hey, you see how he said that shot? Hey, boy, I would have probably, hey, boy, hey, fix your goddamn shoulders when you talking to me, ho. Don't shake your shoulders like that. All right? Hey, I ask you a question. Don't goddamn shrug your goddamn shoulders like that. Watch this. Watch how he did this. Watch this shit. Watch this.
All the time.
Going to sleep.
What do you think you're gonna go wrong with? What do you think that baby a hard time with?
Going to sleep.
A hard time with.
Going to sleep.
A hard time with.
Going to sleep.
Hey, nigga, don't. Hey. Watch your goddamn neck movements.
Going to sleep.
Look how mad he is. Nigga mad.
Going to sleep.
That nigga can't be mad, boy. He hot.
Going to sleep.
He hot.
Going to sleep.
But understand this. He hot. And that's okay for you to be a young man and to be upset and to feel mad about me putting my foot on your neck, laying down the law. I told you, when you lay down the law, nobody in the house is gonna like you. That come with being a man of this shit. They don't respect, they never respect your presence as a man until you die. When you die, that's when everybody be like, man, you know, grown man business, he wouldn't have let you do that in the house. Grown man business, man, shit, they miss you. So it ain't nothing wrong with little homie being upset, you know what I'm saying? But let me tell you this. Oh, he in check. Whew, always checkmate for sure. You can be mad, nigga, but you gonna be in check too. You see how, you know what I'm saying? Until you the big dog, until you a man, you ain't really gotta worry about being upset and being in check. Cause if somebody upset you, you can figure that out. You know, you can get violent, you could talk it out. You can woo-saw, right? You know what I'm saying? You can figure out how to handle your emotions. But when you a child and somebody check you and you don't like it, you just gotta take it. Unless you don't respect them, and that's when you get them other problems where you gotta like fight and everything. Other than that, you in check. Look at his face. Look at this little. He mad. Look how mad he is. Nigga hot. He hot, son. You understand? That's what come with being a big dog in this shit. That's what we do it for. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, this was magical. Finesse 2 times from Grown Man Business TV to you, my G. I gotta salute you. This was a masterful masterpiece. This was a They need to take this shit out right here. They need to edit it nice and neat, put some music behind it, and they need to teach it. Listen, you not a grown man unless you done did this multiple times and got respect for it. Let's talk about it.
You take melatonin?
It help.
You make it tell the melatonin. Hey, the Smith. Appreciate that, my G. Appreciate that sub, homie. You know what I'm saying? Hey, nigga, you taking melatonin, homie? Your ass took some melatonin, didn't you?
It helps. I got a hard time. Sleep for sure.
But see, this the thing. This what you got to understand. This the thing. This what you got to understand. The faster you can learn and finish your homework the right way, the quicker you can get to your activity.
All right. So now I like to break these down because I want to really just get my, give some context to this. Now, as the big dog, I done told you everything you not gonna do. I done told you what you not gonna do. I done told you what you gonna do, right? And I done told you how you gonna do it. See, that's the most important part. But let's not never forget, right here, he just gave him an out. He gave him some advice. He said, listen, I done told you all this shit, but now I'm gonna tell you how you can get what you want. Because I'm with you. I'm working with you. I love you, little homie. So the faster you start working your brain to do this schoolwork, the faster you figure out how to get your homework done and get it done right, correctly, the faster you can get to that video game, and the faster you can get your phone back, and the faster you can get to doing whatever the fuck you young people do on YouTube and Zulu and Hulu and Tubi and all these, Roblox and all this shit y'all like to do. The faster you get your mind wrapped around the law and order I just laid down, the faster you figure out how to get this shit done exactly how I told you to do it. No shortcuts, no cutting corners, none of that. The faster you figure out how to master what I just told you to do, or you could play the game. You have hours. You get this shit done in 2 hours. You will have fucking 5 to 6 hours to play the video game. That's just as important as laying down the law. It's just as important. So you got to lay down the law, but a lot of the times when we was growing up, niggas always want to tell you what to do, but it never give you a blueprint on how to do it. Man, you need to go, you need to do it. All right, well, nigga, show me, tell me, how am I supposed to do this? And what's the reward of me doing it? Nigga always want to tell you something. Nah, the faster you figure it out, the faster you can get to that video game. Now imagine what that did to that little boy. Oh, shit. You're right. Oh, Finesse, you are 100%. I didn't think about that. Oh, the faster. Oh, so you telling me the faster I do this, now his mind saying, how can I do this shit the right way and get it out? I want to play the video game. Salute to the chat.
More sleep. We'll work on it. They'll start. I'm on live too, Miss Jordan. Yeah.
I'm gonna holler for them to come here.
Okay.
You using him?
Yeah.
Oh, because I just say put his hand.
Hold on.
We have
That Miss Joyce. That's that feminine energy that you need. Yeah, I might listen. We gonna you just as listen. The same way I say it's non-negotiable to have a man in the house. When it comes to a woman, I'm not gonna say that it's non-negotiable. I'm gonna say that you really need it. A high percentage, you do need it. But if a woman ain't around, a man can do both. He can nurture and he can lay down a law. The problem is women really can't lay down the law. They only can enforce the law. So that means the law has to be given by somebody. Respectfully to the women in the chat. I just wanted to kind of separate and give y'all, see, men, when the kid go live with their daddy, they turn out better. Because your father he can empathize with you. He can feel your pain. But then he can also put a belt to your ass and show you the old other side. Nobody want to see that side of their daddy. Niggas is scared to see the mean side. But when women, they can nurture you. They can feel your pain. But when they try to turn around and put a belt to your ass and you a 11, 12, 13-year-old boy going to the NBA or some shit and playing in it, nigga big as hell, he go to the NFL, you can't beat him no more. You can't lay the law down. You can only enforce the law that the daddy Hey, you know your dad said your ass need to be laying. You know your dad said you need to be laying down at 9:30. What time is it? King, what time is it? Didn't get now King getting his ass in the bed. He's scared. My son is 2 years old. This little he got all of me in him. He got all of me. He jumping off tables. He all over the place. When it's time to get his hair done or it's time to get him in check, if I ain't there and I'm over the road, right? What you think his mama got to do to get him in check at 2 years old? Because I already laid down the law. Do not tell him he's a bad. Do not say with your bad ass. Don't use the word bad around my son. That's first and foremost. And secondly, do not put your hands on him. Figure out another way to get your point across, but do not put your fucking hands on him. So what you think she be doing when my son start getting all wild and crazy and shit? I'm calling your daddy. Listen, at 2 years old, at 2 years old, you should see my son's face when his mama tell him, I'm calling your daddy. She be recording them sometime and she'll send it. This nigga he will be doing whatever he doing. As soon as I'm calling it. Yeah. And don't let her call me on the FaceTime. I'm somewhere all the way in California in the truck driving. I'm on a FaceTime with this nigga's in check. In check. So we lay the law. Y'all enforce the law. But imagine if you ain't got nobody to lay the law. That's where it get fucked up at, right there. Right there. Yeah. I'm calling you that. This nigga 2 years old. He know what that shit mean. EJ, sit down. EJ, get off that table. EJ, da. I'm calling your dad. That nigga will get, that's when he piped down at 2. I didn't, come on, man. This what big dogs do.
Run upstairs and get them right quick, please.
Look at his face. Look at Finesse 2-time face. He a father, bro. He's a man. He's a real man, homie. Respect his Finesse. Look at his face, homie. And I'm gonna stop the video right there. But I wanted to say, look at his face, because that's the face of a man that see a future for you. That's the face of a man that want to see you win. He gonna give his life to see you win. That's a man that's gonna sacrifice for you to go to the next level. It just was a powerful moment for me. Salute to Finesse 2 times, man. Salute to that man right there. I gotta salute him. I don't know why people are not really, or what, you know what I'm saying, but you gotta be able to, I always say, look through the smoke and mirrors. You gotta be able to look through the mess and find the message. You got to be able to look through the mess and find a message. And that's what I did with this. I didn't think I was going to have so much, but it's just such a powerful, this is how we clean up the streets, homie. This is how we put shit in check. This is how we get the shooters to stop shooting. This is how we redirect the energy that if you going to shoot, you ain't going to shoot in the community. When you got grown men standing on grown man business. Big salute to Finesse 2 times, man. Powerful message. It was powerful for me, you know, as a black man growing up in America. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm sure we all can relate. What you say, exactly, Clifton Jackson, exactly. Sound like your pops was on grown man business. He laid that law down. It's non-negotiable. That's where we gotta, a lot of it gotta change. It start with the women. to stop saying that they can raise these kids on their own and they could do better by all that shit is bullshit. All that shit is a narrative that the higher ups and the elites painted and you know, indoctrinated y'all with that BS. It's non-negotiable when it come to women and when it come to children. Because even, I said women and children, when it come to girls and when it come to boys. Trooper 69, what it do, my G? I see you in the chat. Because little girls, they don't really, you know, the majority of them, not all of them, because I'm never going to say all, but the majority of them don't ever want to shame their father. So all that whole phase and, you know, out here fucking and sucking and doing X, Y, and Z, when you got a real man in the house, a big dog, the last thing a female want to do is shame her daddy. She don't want her daddy to, you know, and I ain't saying they ain't gonna do what they gonna do in X, Y, and Z, but trust me, when you when it's a man in the house, you know, a lot of the time them girls is, you know, they able to get through and pass up on that whole stage because they daddy is there, and they don't want their daddy looking at them like a hoe, finding out you been fucking and sucking, and so it's non-negotiable with men. So I just wanted to show that it ain't just a little boy. I'm talking little girls. They liable to be virgins for way longer. They liable to get and miss that whole situation in high school with a football team is fucking on the little girl in the locker room. You know that little the girls with the real men, the real fathers, big dogs in the house. They a lot of the times they miss that. They get freaky later on in life. They get real hoish and freaky after they done moved out they mama and they crib and they done become women, and now they can kind of experiment and they want to do things, and they can do that now. Because they done got away, and they still, even still, they don't want their father to find out they had a dick in their mouth last night. Don't tell my daddy. Don't tell my daddy. So listen, man, big salute to the chat. Big salute to all the newcomers, all the new investors, everybody that's tapped into the channel. You know, all different types of content on this channel. So be sure to check out the videos. You know, numbers, man, we doing beautiful numbers right now. We approaching 23,000 subscribers. 23,000. Beautiful number. And you know, late night chat. We not staying up to 5 in the morning. You know, the downloads that were downloading have subsided, and I feel, you know, anytime when I get these downloads, right, I feel overwhelmed with the information. I gotta say this shit. I gotta get it off my chest. And I always know when I've made my point and I've done my due diligence, when I feel that weight off my shoulders. Like, I feel very relaxed. I feel like, you know, I said everything I needed to say about this. So again, I don't gotta Google the white man's information. The ancestors, they talk to me directly. With discipline, I was able to hear. I begin to being able to hear the ancestors. Sexual discipline. I think I'm gonna do a whole live stream on that. I don't think, I know that I'm gonna do a whole lot, probably tomorrow, beautiful Sunday. We're gonna talk about sexual discipline in men. If you don't have discipline, you are not a man, homie. You are not a man. And when you scroll and with these big booties and BBLs, and they got you niggas out here bending, breaking, and folding and doing everything you can to get in them panties, you ain't no better than Lil King right here. You not a man. When you could tell Shorty, nah, hold up, Shorty, nah, I ain't that easy. This dick ain't that easy. We gonna talk about tomorrow. Make sure y'all locked into the channel. You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And yeah, I suggest that you tap in. I suggest that you tap into this Grown Man Business. I suggest that you tap into this Grown Man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. Listen, man, I'm gonna give you that game straight raw, no diddy. Pure dope, pure information. I mean, this right here is some of the rawest dope on the YouTube streets. When you come here, you gotta know we not sugar. We don't step on this dope. We don't put no baking soda, no quinine, none of that shit. We take the dope right off the brick and then put it in the bottles and we serve it to you. That's why that's why it's so raw. Yeah, yeah, that's why the dope is so potent. Because I ain't stepping on none of this. You made your way to the right channel. If you fell under my voice on this live stream, the universe sent you over here. The algorithm sent you over here for a reason. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We tapped in. This is grown man business. Hold on. To all my newcomers, there's still 81 people in the chat. You got to know, because I still ain't had a chance to. I'm going to take y'all with me while I cut this light off. We at the big house. This is grown man Benny. You already know how we giving it up. Oh, yeah. 24 hours. Motherfucking pool is up 24 hours. Salute, you know what we doing. Yeah. That motherfucker get to doing tricks. That motherfucker get to flip-flopping and doing tricks and yeah. 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 Yeah, that motherfucker get to doing flips, nigga. Salute, salute. So you in the right place. Corrupt, what it do, my G? Salute. Corrupt, all my big wrenches, all my wrenches. Salute to my wrenches. Corrupt, Wisdom B, Trooper 6'9". Feel me? Adrian, what it do, homie? Yeah, we had some wisdom. Yeah, wisdom. Trooper 6'9". We had some real wrenches in the chat tonight. Always gonna have my big dogs riding with me. You know what I mean? Real soldiers. When you giving up this type of game, when you talking this type of talk, you need soldiers. Real riders. They ride 4G. You know what time it is, man. It's Grown Man Business TV. Grown Man Business TV. This in my backyard. You know what I'm saying? I could jump off. Look, I could jump off my couch. I could jump off my couch right here. I could jump off my couch right into the motherfucking pool. It is what it is. Hold on. But I'm gonna let y'all. At the end of the night, I always gotta come out here. I always gotta come out here and cut this motherfucker. I have to lay this shit down. Hold on. Oh yeah. So what I did was I just came out here and I just cut the lights off. The pool it shuts down on this timer, so it shuts itself down. So then you see that now it's off. I cut the lights off. Cameras all over the fortress. You already know we got cameras everywhere. Okay, I like that question. That's a good question. Turn 24. Any advice? I'm gonna give you some powerful advice real fast before we shut down. Hold on. I'm gonna give you some powerful advice. Powerful. This is some powerful advice somebody told me a long time ago. Let's see what we got. Powerful advice. What's your name? Let me see. The infamous B. I'll give you some powerful advice before I log out. The triple C's is how you get success. The triple C's. What are the triple C's, Grown Man Business TV? What do you mean? Triple C's. Capital, right? Commitment, consistency. These are the ways that you get rich. Capital. You gotta have a foundation. You gotta pay to play. You understand what I'm saying? You know, if you hustling, if you working, whatever you doing, stack your bread. You're 24. My daughter is 19. She has almost $15,000 in her account. Stack your money. That's first. Capital. You ain't got $1 until you got 10,000. You ain't got 10,000 until you got 20,000. You ain't got 30,000 until you got 40,000, and on and on. Follow me on this. Commitment. Figure out where your heart, figure out what your purpose is. Figure out what you want to do. Don't be a scatterbrain. Don't have 13 different projects happening at one time. Figure out what you want to do. What can you do with your life that doesn't feel like work? And then you commit to it. If you want to be a rapper, you need to be a fucking rapper, and you need to rap like the Renners do. You want to be a baller, you need to figure out how to be a baller, and then you need to ball like the Renners. Commit 100%. See a lot of people, they say, I want to be this, and then they see something else, and they say, oh, maybe I want to be that, and then they see somebody balling over here, and they say, but see, what worked for them might not work for you. So the trick is not to be influenced by what you see everybody else doing. The trick is to follow your purpose. When you follow your purpose, the money follows, the bitches and the women follow. Everybody follows you when you follow your purpose. So you need to commit. Last but not least, consistency. Consistency is key. Consistency beats talent every fucking time. I don't care how talented you are. I don't care how much talent, how smart. I don't care about none of that. If you're not consistent, it don't matter. This concept was told to me some years ago. I sat with that shit. I sat with it. And then I applied it. And that's when everything started happening. Triple C's, the 3 C's, homie. Capital, commitment, consistency. I don't care if you work at McDonald's. If you saving every check, even somebody at McDonald's make like 25, 30,000 a year just flipping fries. So imagine if you worked at McDonald's, you saved the majority of your money. By the end of the year, you should have 20K at least. That's the bare minimum. Go stay with your mom or something. Don't get rid of your apartment. Get rid of your bachelor pad. Get rid of all that shit. Go live with your mom or whoever, your aunt, whoever you got that's gonna let you stay in the basement for free. And you stay in that basement for a whole year and you stack every dollar up from them fries or whatever so that's the bare minimum. If you work at the Amazon warehouse or you work at Walmart, you probably making $35,000 a year. Stack that money up. Give your people 5,000, 6,000. You should have 30,000 at the end of the year, cash fucking money. And you do that for 24 months straight. It's called the 24-month plan. That's what my daughter is doing right now. Soon as she got out of high school, she said she wants real estate. I'm going to show you how to get real estate. For the next 24 months, all you're going to do is work. You can stay in the big house with daddy. You ain't got to pay no rent. You ain't got to pay no bills, but you need to stack every check. And if you do that in 24 months, you should have, let's just say you made $25,000 a year working at McDonald's. You should have 50K in 2 years cash. There go the capital. There go the capital right there. Now it's the commitment. What do you want to do with this capital? What do you want to be? What is your purpose? What's calling you? Because you got the money now. You ain't got, it don't matter. Nobody can't make you do no. You got 50,000, 60,000 cash, nigga. You in a good position. Now figure out what is it that you want. I want real estate. Okay. Now we're going to commit to real estate. We ain't looking at nothing else. We ain't being a hairdresser. We not being a motherfucking barber. We not being a makeup artist. You said you want real estate, so now we gonna commit to real estate. You got your capital. You got your commitment. Here come the consistency. Doing your research, reaching out, looking at property, figuring out what property you want, figuring out, do you want to triplex, a quadplex, or a duplex? Do you want a single family home? How do you want to do it? Where do you want it at? Make sure your credit is right. Consistency. Now you need to be consistent for however long you need to be consistent, because as long as you consistent, you're going to have whatever the fuck you want. As long as you are committed and you are consistent, you will have whatever it is you want. Something told me to tell you that. You asked the question, what's the advice? That's the advice. The triple C's: capital, commitment, consistency. When I was young, I always wanted a big house with a pool in the back. I tell my, I'm about to, I tell my subscribers this story all the time. When I was young, I had a friend named Billy. His mom, he was white. He had dog fur. He was a dog fur person, and we were friends. And his mother didn't want him to come to my birthday party because I stayed in the hood. So his mother told my mother, y'all could come to our house and you guys can have G&B's. I'm gonna just say my name is G&B. You can have G&B's birthday at our house. And I went to his house and I had my birthday party, but I walked in his fucking house and went in his backyard and he had a big ass swimming pool. My first time ever seeing a house with a swimming pool in the back. And the shit just, I never forgot it. And I told myself, I don't care how many properties I get. I don't care what I do with this. I don't care what I got, what I do. But I'm going to tell you this. The house that I live in is going to have a pool in the backyard. Got this property right here. Didn't have a pool in the back. That pool is new. That's a spa. It's not even a pool. It's considered a spa. $130,000. It's in the backyard. Capital, consistency. Capital, commitment, consistency. So you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You do know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. We going live tomorrow. Not even sure what the topic is going to be, but the downloads will be downloading. And just make sure your notifications is on. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We going live tomorrow. We turning up. Like I said, it's probably going to be about sexual discipline in men. You're not a man if you don't have discipline, homie. In the earlier that you learn this, the more powerful you will be as a young king. I'm telling you, within the last 5 years, I realized how powerful discipline is. It's just inevitable. It's no way around this shit. You can't win. You can't win at nothing if you're not disciplined, because you can't be committed if you don't have discipline. You know them triple C's I just talked about? You can't practice, you can't get capital if you're not disciplined and stacking your bread. You know what I'm saying? You can't practice commitment. You can't commit to anything if you don't have discipline to do it. So it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, man. You already know what time it is. Again, it's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You know, you can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. Yeah. And I suggest